And I put my mask on, Bob.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are going back to those. I don't know. I've spent a lot of time outside and doing a lot of work out in my garage, which it's not fully heated. So I think I came down with something. Had too much time out there, tucking in electronics and stuff here and there, and getting ready for one of those power generators. Basically, they're very sophisticated batteries. That's about it. But I like having that on there, so you can charge it and you can discharge it at the same time. So it keeps stuff rolling like the Starlink. It hasn't shown any delicacy to current though. I've had runoff generator a lot. Anyway, Dale, good morning to you, and you got a S sign here. K4YDB.
Yeah, Bob, is that... I put the mask on because I didn't want to catch your cold. But is that the Tesla power wall that you're talking about?
It's the Echo Flow. Lee had high regards for him. He's got some of the really big ones to do his whole house with on battery power, basically. And I usually run a generator, but I like having both on hand. So it's the Echo Flow 2 something or other. It's a 1,024 kilowatt capacity, and you can get up to 1,800 watts out of it if you try at a time, but it's not going to last long at that rate.
That's interesting. Is this with solar? You use solar with it there, Bob, or you just your generator?
You can use solar, and they actually get some pretty cheap panels that work pretty well. I have some portable Zamp 200 watts worth that I haven't used really from my trailer I kept, and I can do that if I wish, or you just plug it in, Dale, the quickest way, and they say they charge up to 80% from zero, like in, I don't know, less than an hour, at full charge in a little over an hour. So they're pretty interesting, and you can charge them 3,000 times they're advertised, and 8-year lifetime. And even at 8 years, they're still charging to 80%.
That's interesting. Is this something obviously less expensive than the Tesla?
The Tesla, I'm not familiar with the. Oh, yeah, those are the big ones you can put in your garage. Yeah, that Eon makes there. Yeah, that's a whole quantum amount of money more. And I bought it. I found this, and they started out close to $1,000, and it's down to $499 now. And I found the best price through Walmart, even better than the Echo Link site. So yeah, I went to Walmart, the Echo Flow 2, and you'll see it. But they're interesting. So I've got a small one, a very small one. I just wanted to experiment with, but the Echo Flow has got a lot more things it can do. Plus, you can charge it out of your car. It's going to take a lot longer. Yeah, right out of a cigarette lighter plug, or even through a USB plug. If you got something to do that. House current's the fastest, however.
That's pretty neat. I'll look into it. Thank you. And I'll be standing by here. I may have to go walk the dog, but anyway, good conditions, and I'm glad that the short skip is still back in here. So I'll be here, Bob. W5OG.
Roger. A little over S9, Dale. I think I'm aimed right at you guys down there. So K4YDB, standing by for flyers in 8 minutes.
Good morning, guys.
K4YDB,
15 over 9.
Good morning, Bob. K2SJP.
Good morning, John, and also Bob is in there, K2SJP. Obviously, you don't have your amp going there, Bob.
Okay. Good morning, Dale. The latest thing Ken sent me was finding out what the IP of my computer was and forcing it back to the amplifier, and it did not work. It would not put the amplifier on. The amplifier cannot get any power. Then I said to myself, let me measure the wall socket to be sure 240 volts was going into the amplifier, and I measured it, 243 volts going into the amp, but it's not doing a thing.
what did he give you a return authorization?
Yeah, that's probably what's next.
Okay, well, hopefully it won't take too long. Maybe they'll send you a new one there, Bob. Anyway, John, good morning. You have a good signal also, and you're an S9, Bob, without the amp even. K2SJP, a big signal here off the back of the antenna even.
Okay, thanks for the report. And K4YDB, you sure sound nasal. Get better soon, Bob. Yeah, here you find Uncle Cliff, W5CIX Mobile, K2SJP. Where are you gallivanting today? You sound real good into here.
Well, you might be sounding all right yourself where I'm at. I'm in Lancaster, which is a suburb of Dallas, and fixing to head down to the house. I had to wait till this morning to get my load, because I ran out of hours yesterday with that nice fine trip over towards Houston and then up here. So anyways, good morning all, and standing by for the Air Force Flyer Club meet here in about 5 minutes.
Okay, you're fine, Clifford. Glad to hear you going home. Get yourself some rest. K2SJP standing by for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. Hey Larry, you're coming in real good over here into Tampa.
Well, good morning, Bob. Yeah, I've got a good 5 to 10 over on you as well.
Hey, good deal. K2SJP standing by.
Bob, did you get any damage from that recent storm?
No, not really. Just I had 7 different fence panels went down, and we nailed them back up again. And that's about all. Just a lot of debris all over the place.
Well, I consider myself fortunate. I had a few twigs in the yard.
Yeah, it varied. Over at my other KCH, 5 houses, the roofs came off, and the walls caved in, and that was the end of the houses. We have a community of 100 houses, and 5 of them were gone. Yeah, I was lucky. I had absolutely no damage over there. Okay, it's about time, so we better stand by and give Brian a chance to call it in. Good morning to you, Brian. WB5CRI. K2SJP, standing by.
Larry, where are you standing by today, W5CIX, up there in Dallas? Well, good morning. Yes, sir. It's WB5DRI. I will be net control this morning for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. We'll be starting up the net in about 1 minute here.
Good signal, Bob. K4YDB, W5ABI.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. W5ABI, WB5DRI. Yeah, you're S9 with me this morning. We've got good propagation going again. It's great. We've got a short skip and some very good propagation, so it should be a good net this morning. I want to welcome everybody to the Air Force's Flyers Club net, the Saturday edition. This net meets on this frequency 14.290 every day of the year, normally starting up about this time, 1000 Central Time. This time of the year, it's 1600 UTC. And the Flyers Club consists of military aviation members, both active and retired, and veterans of all the military services, to include pilots, air crew, ground crew, air traffic controllers, missile crews, support crews, and anyone involved with military aviation from all of the air branches of all of our military services, to include the new Space Force. We also very much like to welcome visitors to that. You don't need to be involved with the military or aviation in order to check in. Our purpose is to promote fellowship between those radio amateurs who devote a portion of their lives to support our air forces. This is a control net. To contact net control, use the words contact, relay, check-in, or info. We also have a very good website at Air Forces plural, Flyers plural, club.org, which has a lot of good information about the net and also an online application to join if you feel qualified. Again, my call sign is WB5DRI. My name is Brian, and I'm located down here in San Antonio, Texas, in the Alamo City in South Central Texas. The format for this is we take check-ins and we go down the list allowing each station to give their reports, and then we go back for a second 73 round if there's time, and usually we have plenty of time on Saturdays, and many times a lot of check-ins, so it makes for a great net. Anyway, at this time, I'll stand by for any additional check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net. Members are yes, please call now. WB5DRI, this is W4PUO. Good morning, Lee. We got you on the list. Do you need to be a short timer this morning?
No, I'll stick around, Brian. I've been out with a little bit of a health issue, but I'm well now and anxious to hear what's going on.
Okay, Lee. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're over your sickness there and doing well, and we got you on the list, and we got the short skip this morning. You're 10 over 9 with me here in San Antonio. Amazing propagation. Break, I think you might have been another station calling. The other station calling, please call now. This is WB5DRI. I think I got November, is that November Echo 6 Delta? I don't know. Can somebody relay that station? It was a little light with me. I'm still having some issues here. Can anybody else hear that November Echo station better?
Brian, I was listening hard, and he's very muffled.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we'll come back and try to November Echo Station. Stand by, and we'll try again here in just a little bit. Maybe the conditions will change a little more, and you'll come up a little bit, and we'll be able to get you in there. Let's see. I do have a list off of NetLogger. I have couple of mobile stations here, and let's see, I guess Jack must need to be a short timer because he's up at the top of the list. I have KM4CAX. So, very good morning. morning to you, Jack. Out there in Silverton, Georgia. Then I have the two mobile stations, W5PIX Mobile. Cliff, good morning to you, Cliff. And I guess Cliff is on his way home to Bulverde, Texas. And then I have KB0LTT, Larry. Good morning to you also, Larry. Good morning to all you guys. Let's see, then I have one of our newer members. I think he's still working on his membership, but we got you in there this morning, John from Tallahassee. Kilo 8 Yankee Oscar that just changed his call sign from Kilo Delta 5 Oscar Tango Juliet over to Kilo 8 Yankee Oscar. So we got you on the list there, John. Good morning again to you. Then we have our NetLogger N5BE up in Arlington. Good morning, Lee. Thanks for all you do there. And if you sent me a question, I haven't seen it yet because I haven't read my email, but I sure appreciate you doing that. So thanks for that. I'll use it on Tuesday night. Next I have KF7GJO, Carl out in Sparks, Nevada. Good morning to you, Carl. I have John that I've talked to here out in Humboldt, WA6LJS. Good morning to you, John. Then I have Bob, K2SJP, out in Lutz, Florida. Good morning to you, Bob. And then I have WW5ENZ, it'll be Chief Mike up near Oklahoma City. Good morning to you, Mike. Then I have our commander, K4YDB. Good morning to you, Bob, up near Boise, Idaho. Then I have my older brother, Dale. Good morning to you, Dale. And good morning to Carolyn there. Love to you guys. And let's see, Dale is, of course, up in northeast Texas and Mineola, Texas. And we have the short skip going again this morning. It's amazing. I just can't get over how great 20 meters has been. It's nice to have the short and the long skip in effect, pretty much. Strange propagation, but we'll take it. Then I have WB2JJO. Good morning to you, Ray, out there in New Jersey. And then I have Joe in Las Cruces, New Mexico, WF5ABI. Good morning to you, Joe. Then I have Norm, N9 Kilo Juliet November. He's one of our newer stations has been checking in with us regularly, so good to have you back again with us this morning, Norm from up in Illinois there. Then I have Ryan, KM6 Zulu X-Ray. Good morning to you, Ryan, out in Irvine, California. One of our Marine Corps flyers this morning, so good to have you with us there, Brian. Then I have K4YDB. Charlie, who's taking care of the live stream, and we thank you, Charlie, for all that you do there on YouTube with the live stream for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. It's great. Let's see. Then I have already said recognized Lee there, W4PUO. Got him on the list. Good morning again to you, Lee. And it's good to have you back in there with us. And I have a couple of, let's see, looks like a visitor, W8 Uniform Tango Lima, which would be Fred, I guess, in Ohio. So welcome to our net there, Fred. Then I have WX7 Lima, and that's Art out in Arizona. In New River, Arizona, I believe. So good morning to you, Art. Okay, that's the list as I have it. Let me, John, W6LJS, could you put out a call for us, please, sir?
Wilco, W6LJS, relaying for net control for the Saturday morning Air Force Flyers Net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now.
Yeah, KB7LAK. Put me down for short time. Maybe doing some antenna work with a friend this morning, but I wanted to say good morning to everyone. KB7LAK, back to net.
Okay, real good, Justin, you're 10 over 9 here. And put him down for a short timer. That's KB7LAK. Any other check-ins called out? Oh, we got Kilo 6 Papa X-ray, Steve, Tailhook Navy. So, Justin and Steve, back to you, Brian.
Okay, John, got that. Justin and Steve, very fine. We can put Justin up toward the top there. And I think Steve is going to be with us for a while here, so we'll just put him on the list there. We'll be all set. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's get a call out from the East Coast there. Charlie, can you put out a call? K4YDB.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. I'll do that, but let you know I got a problem with the stream over here. I'll fix it in just a minute. The question's not right. Anyway, this is K4YDB relaying for net control. We're looking for check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net. Members or guests, please call now. I'm not hearing anything, Brian.
Okay, Charlie, thank you for that. Yeah, this is WB5DRI net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. Let me go ahead and give the question this morning. I think you're right, Charlie. The punchline of the first question was kind of omitted there, but I can give it to you. Here are today's questions. They're fairly simple and straightforward if you have read about this particular aircraft, but I thought it would be interesting. Anyway, it's based on a recent book that I just finished, but the backstory is fascinating. I think you'll enjoy the questions. I don't think I've given these questions before. I sure hope I haven't repeated myself. Anyway, here are today's questions. The crew of this type aircraft holds the distinction of becoming and still remains as the most highly decorated combat air crew in the history of American military service. What type of aircraft was it? Again, the question is, the crew of this type of aircraft holds the distinction of becoming and still remains as the most highly decorated combat air crew in the history of American military service. What type of aircraft was it? And the possible answers are Alpha, the B-17 Flying Fortress, Bravo, the B-24 Liberator, Charlie, the B-25 Mitchell, Delta, the B-26 Marauder. Again, the possible answers are the B-17 Flying Fortress, the B-24 Liberator, the B-25 Mitchell, and the B-26 Marauder. And the bonus question is, what was the primary mission of this aircraft at the time that it received its, at the time that this particular incident led to it being the most highly decorated combat air crew of an aircraft in American military service? And the possible answers are Alpha, a photo recon mission, Bravo, an anti-submarine mission, Charlie, a long-range interdiction of enemy shipping, Delta, a medium-altitude bomber. The possible answers are Alpha, photo recon mission, Bravo, anti-submarine mission, Charlie, long-range interdiction of enemy shipping, and Delta, medium-altitude bomber. Okay, does anybody need any repeats on the question? Okay, hearing nothing, let's go ahead and get started here. Let's go to, looks like first up this morning should be, let's go with Justin, since he said he needed to be a short timer, and then we'll get Jack in there, if that's okay, Jack. Oh, no, wait a minute. I see Lee's got you on Netwater. Let's go ahead and take you, Jack, and then Justin, and then our mobile stations. So So first up would be KM4CAX. Jack, good morning. What's going on out there in Silverton? What are you working on today? WV5DRI. Good morning again, Jack.
Good morning again, Brian. KM4CAX, Jack in Silverton, Georgia. I'm looking out of my shack window, and there's probably 50 pine trees that have been cut down and laying on the ground. We've got to get rid of them sometime or other. They're working on it during the week, slow but sure. Got to go back out and try to cut up some of them. Here in Silverton, it's 75. It's going only up to 78. And let's see, low of 63 last night. I'll be trying to do the net tomorrow with the antenna laying on the roof. I'm not doing great on long range like WA6LJM, kind of weak, but Charlie is coming in like 5.9 plus, so laying on the side works good short range and takes us, but not so well to West Coast. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. As to the question, I'm going to go with Alpha and Delta. I'm pretty sure about the Delta, but the Alpha and I don't know about the airplane. So it's a lag. Anyhow, I got to get going. There's my else outside doing stuff. So I don't want to have her working alone. So 73 to everybody, and talk to you tomorrow on the Sunday net. That's KM4CAX back to WB5DRI. 73.
Okay, Jack, well, good to hear you this morning, and hope you get all that stuff cleaned up from the hurricanes there, or from the hurricane. So 73 to you, Jack. You guys have a great day out there in Silverton, and we'll look for you possibly tomorrow there on the net. I guess you're going to take the net tomorrow with the help of Lee, possibly. Anyway, 73s, Jack. Break with KM4CAX. Let's go to one of our mobile stations now. Oh no, we've got another short timer. Let me take Justin, KB7LAK, out there in near Ogden, Utah. Justin, you're up for the net. Good morning, WV5DRI.
Live from Ogden, Utah, where it's probably about 25 degrees out there. Anyway, I'm going to go with Charlie on the B-25 Mitchell. I'm going to go with the Doolittle raid. I think that was a big deal. Drop down to get to Japan and think we could reach out and touch them. I mean, the damage we did was kind of minimal. They didn't stop the war after the anything. So I'm going to go with B-25 Mitchell, and then it was they had long range armor for Charlie. So yeah, give me Charlie. Focus on Charlie, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to be probably listening here and there. I got to get up and plug in the next hour. So this will be my one and done. Hope everybody's having a great day, staying warm, and enjoying it. This is KB7LAK from Mexico.
Okay, Justin. Well, good to hear you this morning, and we'll give you a call on the 73 round in case you're still around with us there, but if not, 73s, and got your answers there is Charlie and Charlie. So we'll see how that comes out. Let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go to one of our mobile stations now. That would be, first of all, W5PIX Mobile Cliff. My neighbor to the north who's headed homeward. He may be close to home now. I don't know. W5PIX, good morning again. Cliff, you're up, sir.
Well, thank you there, Brian. WB5DRI, W5PIX. We're getting closer. We're in Waxahachie right now, coming back south on I-35E. And, well, it's a good question. Alpha would be the first one, the B-17, and it ain't the Memphis Bug. It's Ainsley's was really decorated, had more flights on it than the Memphis Bug. And I was going Delta also. And, yeah, we just had a little bit longer than we'd like to be, but we had to deadhead over to Houston last night or yesterday after we emptied out in Selma. So that added a little bit longer trip for us. And anyways, they had a very bad wreck out there around Luling. And both directions of Interstate 10 was shut down, so we had to make some detours there. Whoever it was, I thought there was no deaths in it, but like I said, both directions of Interstate 10 was shut down. So anyways, other than that, just scooting on, we're up 65 degrees here in Dallas, and clear blue skies and sunshine. And I understand we're going to have sunshine all week. So thank you for running that, Brian, and good morning to all the flyers, and I pass it back to you, WB5DRI, W5PIX Mobile, southbound I-35.
Okay, real fine, Cliff. Well, you're making the trip into San Antonio real well this morning. I'd say you're about a 5.5, 5.6 with me, but good signal. Good to hear you this morning, and drive safe going home there, coming down I-35. And let's see, I got your answers there as Alpha and Delta. That would be the B-17 and the mission there being medium altitude bombing. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Next up would be one of our newer, very new members, and he's out in Tallahassee, Florida. Wait a minute, we've got another mobile station. I'm sorry, I'm messing myself up here. Let me get our other mobile station this morning. That would be Larry, out, and I'm not sure where you are today, Larry. KB0LTT. Larry, good morning. You're up, sir.
Good morning, Brian, and good morning to all the flyers. Hope everybody's having a pleasant day thus far. Current QPH is near Knoxville, Tennessee. Current weather conditions in the downtown Knoxville Island Airport. I've got winds at 360 or 0, whatever you want to call it, 3 miles an hour, cloud, sky clear, visibility 10, temperature 63, dew point 46, humidity 55%, and pressure 3021. And I'm going to go with, on the first question, I'm going to go with the B-25 Mitchell, so that would be Charlie. And then it's a coin toss between C and D, Charlie and Delta for me. I'm just going to go with D Delta, the medium range bomber, medium altitude bomber. So Charlie and Delta, but I'm thinking it might be Charlie as well there, Brian. But back over to you, WB5DRX, KB0LTT Mobile.
Okay, Larry, real fine. Well, I copied you 100% there on my radio this morning, so you're making the trip real well here in San Antonio. KB0LTT, WB5DRI. And we got you down for Charlie and Delta there, or Charlie and Delta. So one or the other. I'll put you down for Charlie and Delta. And we'll see how that comes out there, Larry, and drive safe there over in Knoxville, Tennessee. Good to hear you this morning. Break with you. Let's keep it moving here. Next up would be John out in Tallahassee, Kilo 8 Yankee Oscar. Welcome back, John, and hope you get everything. I'm sure we'll get everything straightened out on your membership there, and I'm sure you'll get that straightened out so they have your new call sign and QTH information there. Over to you, John. K4YDB, WB5DRI.
Roger. They told me it only takes a couple of months to get all that straightened out. So I got total confidence in them, just like I do the federal government. But yeah, good being in the group. Look forward to being a member. I was a radar technician on the AWACS plane and enjoyed it. Got medically retired in 1998 and miss it every day. And been working on Motorola radios for the last 20-something years now, and I'm retired from that. And just living a good life of being retired. I'll pass it back to net control now, over.
Okay, I think you turned it there, John. Good to have you with us, and thanks for your service there. And we're happy to have you as a new member there once we get all the paperwork straightened out there on your membership. But good to have you back in there with us this morning. Did you want to take an answer or take a gander at the questions, at answers to the questions this morning, John?
Well, excuse me, sorry about that. My brain went right to a Memphis Bell, but I would have to say it's going to be a B-17 Flying Fortress because they flew the most sustained bombing missions, I believe, in Europe. And so it'd have to be a bombing mission. It has to be A&D. That's all it could be, but I could be wrong.
Okay, John, I got you down for Alpha and the bombing mission there. So very good. Let's go ahead and move on. That would be Alpha and Delta, I guess. So we'll put you down for that. And good to have you back in there with us again this morning, John. Break with KYO. We're down to our net logger, N5BE. And Lee, I have to say, this is my question, and I apologize if the question got a little bit wonky at first on Charlie's live stream there, but not sure exactly what happened on that, but we got it all straightened out, and it's the aircraft that still remains as the most highly decorated combat air crew in the history of American military service. So that was the important part of it that had been missing there. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on here. Lee, thanks for all you do with net logger, N5BE, and thanks for the question there in advance of me having looked at it. You're up, sir, WB5DRI.
Yeah, WB5DRI, N5BE, gosh, Brian, 20 over. Unbelievable. And I love it. And Lee PUO was also very strong on me today. So, yeah, relative to the question I sent you, yeah, don't be praising me yet. Oh, man. No, I understand what you've done, Brian, with this question because you want to provide some context to it, and I try to do that too. So, I don't know if it helps or it hinders, but I congratulate you on that. When I first looked at this, I thought, I was going by platform and not the mission where the crew got all the awards for all the decorations, and I was confusing myself. So well done with that. I started chasing my tail a little bit there. But, excuse me, I'm going to go, because now I know what you're asking. At least I think I do. The old 666. So, those guys were really brave. And in many instances, you don't have a choice. You have to be brave and rise to the occasion. And this crew certainly did. So, because I understand the question now, I'm going with Alpha and Alpha. And that may be counterintuitive to some, but I think I'm on the right track there, Brian. So well done. WB5DRI N5B.
Okay, Lee, real fine. N5BE, WB5DRI. We'll get you down for Alpha and Alpha, Lee, and the backstory on this is fascinating. So we'll get to that at the bottom here. Let's go ahead and move on. Break with N5BE. Let's go to Carl. That was Sparks, Nevada. KF7GJO. Good morning, Carl. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Well, good morning, Brian and the group. KSI out here in Southern Tundra. I got a mountain of yard work to do out there. I guess up above freezing. My oak trees in the backyard are finally starting to shed their leaves. And it looks like brown snow about a foot deep out there. Thank goodness that's back in nature. Anyway, I got to get out there and handle that. Got to do something in the house for the XYL. Have to start bringing all my machinery into the garage and getting it what I've got out in the shed and start getting it ready to load up and haul back to Arkansas to my nephew's ranch. So, yeah, that'll keep me busy for the next day or two. On to this question, boy. Wait there. Okay. Enough said. Boy, I'm trying to figure out what it's asking. My answers, I'm going with St. Charles, the B-25 Mitchell Bomber for door number 1. And we're going for medium altitude bomber for door number 2. Looking at both questions, those two answers seem to match up. So that's my guess. Brian, I'm planning to be very at the bottom this morning, so we'll see how long that was. Okay, back to you. WB5DRI, KF7GJO.
Okay, Carl, very fine. KF7GJO, WB5DRI. Well, I got you down for Charlie and Delta. So we'll see how that comes out there, Carl. Very good. Good to hear you this morning. It's amazing that the conditions are so great. It's really a pleasure to do the net when there's such good propagation here this morning. Anyway, break with you. Let's go on back out to Hamul, to John out there in Hamul. WA6LJS. Thanks for your help this morning, John. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Okay, thank you, Brian. WB5DRI, this is WA6LJS. Good morning to the net. Yeah, very good short skip today. I'm even hearing my neighbor down the hill, Steve, K6 Papa X-ray. So, let's see, it's 52 degrees, clear blue sky, plenty of sun. We'll probably be up into 70 degrees today at least, and going to be a nice day. Let's see, the answer to the question, I'm going to choose Alpha, the B-17, and Delta, the medium altitude bomber. So put me down for A and D. And as far as John, KB5OTJ, and also his new call, K8 Yankee Oscar, I did find his application, and I did reply to his application, but I haven't received anything back. So on the 73 round, Brian, you might ask him if he sent anything back to me yet. If not, or make sure that he did get my reply of the next step in joining what he has to do. And if not, I'll send another one out to him. Other than that, nothing else, so I'll turn it back to you. WB5DRI, WA6LJS.
Okay, John, real fine. WA6LJS, WB5DRI. Well, we got your answers there as Alpha and Delta. And I should make a little bit of a confession here that I tried to match up the answers to the first question with the answers to the second question there. That might help folks a little bit. But anyway, I'll go ahead and say that. And so, John, do you want to change your answer?
No, go ahead and leave it. I wouldn't know. As it was.
Okay. All right. Real fine. Well, we'll try to get back with John out in Tallahassee towards on the 73 round. Maybe we can get something straightened out a little bit more on his paperwork here. But let's go ahead and move on. Break with you, John. Let's go to Bob down in Lutz, Florida there. Good morning to you, Bob. K2SJP. You're up for the net. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI. This is K2SJP. Good morning to you, Brian, and good morning to all the flyers and guests here on the Air Force's Flyers Club. That's a beautiful Saturday morning. We have 81 degrees. Yeah, we went back into the 80s. That's generally what happens. It'll cool down for a week, go up again, and probably in a couple of days it'll be down and it'll stay down. That's what I'll be looking to do outside. Yard work, so I don't sweat like anything out there now, so I'm being lazy about it, just waiting. Got a lot of debris to pick up still. Already bagged about 4 of these huge contractor bags. Just twigs and leaves and all kinds of junk in the lawn from the hurricane. And only over here in Lutz. So that's the way it is. On the question, I am going with Uncle Clifford and John K4YDB and John WA6LJS Alpha and Delta. That's the B-17 and the medium altitude bombing. I will really think that would be correct. Other than that, we're running 100 watts. We do not have the amplifier working. The new PG-XL, that is the doorknob. It's good as a boat anchor right now. So we'll be waiting on Monday to talk to Ken Wells from Flex and determine from there what to do. So things happen. What can you do? But thanks for running the net, Brian. You're coming in 20 over 9. Beautiful copy into Tampa State today. WB5DRI, K2SJP.
Yeah, K2SJP, WB5DRI. Well, you're making the trip just fine here in San Antonio this morning, Bob. Even with 100 watts, you're doing well. Approaching the 9 mark, so good signal. And hope you get your PGXL fixed there. I'm sure it's probably something simple, I hope. Possibly that's the case, but sometimes it's the little things that get us on all these complicated new radios with, especially with that are involved with the internet. So anyway, hope we get all that sorted out. Pretty sure you will. But good to have you with us this morning, Bob. And I got your answers there. And so let's go ahead and move on. Let's go to Mike up there, Chief Mike up near Oklahoma City. WW5ENZ. Good morning, Mike. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Yeah, good morning, WB5DRI. This is WW5ENZ here in Oklahoma City. Today is nice and sunny and clear blue sky and not much wind. In fact, I don't see any. We had some heavy rain come through last night, and in fact, Oklahoma's got snow in it up there at Black Mesa. Of course, it's way up north, but there's quite a bit of snow in Black Mesa, and I guess, I don't know, but it looks like Colorado got a couple foot of snow in there. Interesting day. Anyway, I'm going with Double A. Double A is my guest here, and I'll be here to the bottom. WW5ENZ, turning it back to you, WB5DRI.
Okay, Mike, very good. WW5ENZ, WB5DRI. Well, I got your answers as Double A, and And I have to say that we've got some nice weather going on down here. I hadn't mentioned the weather, but we're only going to be in the high 70s today, so we'll really take that. And we're about 69 right now. I think our low is only about 60. So wonderful, beautiful day down here in San Antonio. Anyway, got your answers, Mike. Let's go ahead and move on to our commander up in Idaho there. K4YDB, Bob, good morning again. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Good morning, Brian, and good morning to all the flyers. I'm a bit nasally. I hope this isn't the COVID. It'll probably test me later today, but I certainly have a cold. I normally don't get cold, but it's been cold here. It's currently 28, and it'll get up to 50 here, so that's pretty normal, but it's clear blue sky. And actually, Lynn was up this morning at 5:30 in the morning on her ever-ending search for the aurora, and got a very nice picture just about perfectly due north out of the house here. Of the aurora, nice and red, and really showing well. And it's got perspective with a neighbor's house that's a couple of 100 yards away. He had it lit up at night, and it points straight up to it, the eave on top of the roof there. It's very nice. If anyone wants it, I'll send it to you. Let's see, I helped a neighbor yesterday, spent a few hours with him talking radio stuff. He just got his general urging there, but he apparently doesn't have much money to spend it on anything, so I think I'm going to lend him a whole setup that I would have used in my RV. I got a couple of spare HF 2-meter 440 radios on hand here. I think we're going to we'll do the lend-lease thing, which maybe I'll give some of the stuff to him. Since I'm not using it. Let's see, the question today, very interesting. I researched this once, and I don't know if we talked about it once. I may have made a question about it, or I looked it up after. This was quite a while ago, though, but I remember the aircraft, and I got a lot of hits on the air this morning, and I kind of thought it might be a double answer there for both of them. Yeah, I think it was the P-17, and everyone would have thought the European theater operations were getting shot out of the sky every day. But no, I think it was...
Are these frequencies in use?
Bougainville, I think they were doing that.
Frequencies in use. There's a net in progress. Oh, okay.
Took an old
All right.
dilapidated
Thank you.
bulk of an airplane and got it fixed up, added extra guns to it. And the guy that got the top award out of all these heroic runs and getting attacked by Japanese fighters, the hero is kind of wasn't the pilot was a hero. Getting the airplane back, especially one of the last missions there, just riddled with hundreds of holes. I saw a picture of that a while back, and I think they put it all back together, and it's at a museum now. I'm not sure which one. But the Bombardier Navigator, you hear that, Justin? And Dale there too. He was a hero of the story. I think he got the Congressional Medal of Honor. The other got air medal out of that whole thing to be the most decorated crew. So put me down for a set of aces there, Brian. I'm pretty sure that's right, especially after hearing a few other folks reinforce that. Otherwise, I would have gone medium altitude bomber also, but I had some insider knowledge, you might say, from a while that I remembered. This is K4YDB, and thanks everybody for doing the login, for doing the YouTube there, Charlie, so I can read the questions. And I'll turn it back to Net Control, doing a great job this Saturday, and the conditions are really good here. And I'm hearing SJP just fine up here. And the mobile. K4YDB, back to you, Brian.
Okay, Bob, K4YDB, WB5DRI. Well, you're sounding good this morning, Bob, but you do sound like you have a little cold, like you said there. I recommend chicken soup and lots of liquids and rest. And get over that cold soon. But anyway, good to hear you there, and it's pretty nice to be able to help out your neighbor there with a spare radio there for his station so we can get started there. That's great, and we got your answers there, Bob, as Alpha and Alpha. So let's go ahead and move on. Next up would be actually our vice commander, my older brother Dale, up in Mineola, Texas, W5OG. Good morning again to you, Dale. Love to you and Carolyn there. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Okay, Brian, stand by a second.
Roger.
Okay, there. I had a bit too much compression there. I don't know, maybe it sounds a bit better than when I was on before. I guess that's probably an indication I've been out chasing some DX. Which is true. Good morning, everyone. W5OG here in beautiful East Texas. Sunny morning this morning, and we've had rain showers all day, off and on, a little rain. We didn't get much out of that whole episode, but some. And cloudy for the last couple of days, but it looks like we're going to have sunshine today. Pretty nice day in store for us. Interesting question. I did not know about this particular incident. I don't guess but I'm going to go with Alpha and Alpha. I'm experienced enough to know when to take advantage of others' knowledge. But I am anxious to hear the story, and we will stand by for that, Brian. And I'll be here to the bottom. So very good morning to everyone, and back to Nat. WB5DRI, W5OG.
Okay, Dale, W5OG, WB5DRI. Well, real fine. And get your answers there is Alpha and Alpha. And let's go ahead and move on here. Let's go up to Washington State, I guess it is, to Russ. Kilo 8 Alpha Foxtrot. Love that call sign, Russ. You're up, sir. Good morning again. WB5DRI.
Hey, good morning, Brian. W5DRI K8AF. Good morning, everybody. Good question. I was going to go with Alpha and Delta for the question, but everyone convinced me, the last few convinced me that I should go with Alpha and Alpha for the answer, so that's what I'll do. Kind of a brisk morning here, about 30 degrees in central Washington. We may get some rain later on, so I'm going to go help out down in Yakima at a ham testing session, so they need another VE, so I'm going to drive down there this morning. And I need to do some troubleshooting on an old Volvo 240. I think I got a fuel pump issue, so I got to go out and troubleshoot that. So I'm just going to, I'll be one and done here, but I'll be listening in, so 73 to everybody. Hope everybody has a good day. Back to you, Brian, WB5DRI K8AF.
Okay, Russ, real fine. Well, solid copy here. About a 56, 57 here in San Antonio. Good signal. And very fine on helping out as a VE there today. And good luck with finding your fixing your Volvo there with your fuel pump issue. And we got your answers there, Alpha and Alpha. So have a great day up there in Washington State there. 73 is to you there, Russ. Break with K8AF. Let's go out to New Jersey to Ray, WB2JJO. Good morning, Ray. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI from WB2JJO. Well, good morning to you, Brian, and good morning to all the people on the net here. It's been a tremendous net so far. I've been hearing just about everybody on the electric radio. I do have SDR as a backup, but I'm not really needing it. You guys are really doing a good job here. So anyway, that's the story here. And I'm using my brand spanking new hex beam. I wasn't here last week, Brian, because I was putting up my hex beam last week, and well, I've been using it all week long, and the gentleman on here have been telling me that my signal has increased, and I'm doing a pretty good job. So we'll see what happens. You're holding a good 5.7, good 5.8 here on the electric radio, so you're doing good with that there. We have a beautiful sunny day here in southern New Jersey. We have 68 degrees. And okay, now to get to the question. Well, I'll tell you what, Brian. My first answer was going to be Alpha and Delta, but being the fact that you made the comment that said that the answers are the same for the top and bottom, I'm changing it, and I'm going to go with Alpha Alpha. I'm going to go with Alpha Alpha. This ought to be very interesting when you explain it at the end. So we'll kick it back over to you, sir. WB5DRI from WB2JJO.
Okay, Ray, WB2JJO, WB5DRI. Well, your next beam is doing a great job for you, Ray. You're a good 5.5 plus with me here in San Antonio. And very good to hear you this morning, and I've got you down for Alpha and Alpha there. So very good. Let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go out west now to New Mexico, to Las Cruces, the city of crosses. W5ABI. Joe, good morning again. Joe, you're up for the net. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, W5ABI. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, the rest of the flyers. Thanks for running the net. Beautiful morning here. Sunny, no rain, no clouds. About 47, sun up to 65. Let me see. Need a little more rain, I know that. Anyhow, my answer to the question, the first one I'm going to go with Alpha, B-17, and Alpha again, the second question. And we'll be here at the bottom. WB5DRI, W5ABI.
Okay, Joe, W5ABI, WB5DRI. Yeah, we could use some more rain here in San Antonio too, Joe. Actually, it's weird. We got a little bit last night, yesterday evening. I wanted it to rain a whole lot more, and it just sprinkled a little bit. You know, it just barely got the ground wet. Sometimes it's like that, you know, and I want it to be a whole lot, and it's not. But hopefully we'll get some more in the next few days. But we sure still need it down here in San Antonio. We're still behind after a very dry October with no rain basically in October. Anyway, that's your answers there, Joe. Very good. Alpha and Alpha. Let's go ahead and move on. Break with you, and let's go. I think we'll go out to California. I want to give a 73s to Norm if he's still listening. N9KJN. I noticed he checked out on the AIM window, so I think he's gone. But we'll give him a call at the bottom just in case he might have stuck around for the 73 round. But let's go up to out to California, Irvine, KM6ZX. Brian out there. Good morning. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Okay, Brian, real fine. KM6ZX, WB5DRI. Well, we got your answers there, Brian, as Alpha and Alpha. So very good. Let's go ahead and move on here. Thanks for being out there this morning, Brian. Fairly good signal here with me in San Antonio. I'm hearing you pretty well on the radio here. Not quite as strong as some of the other stations, but I'd say about a 5.4, 5.5 almost. So very good. Break with you. Let's go out to our YouTube live stream guy and also alternate net control there, K4YDB. Thanks for your help, Charlie, with the YouTube and all that you do there. You're up, sir. Good morning again. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. Well, good morning, Brian, again, and morning to all the flyers out there. Hope everybody's having a good morning right now. I was sorry I messed up the question this morning a little bit. I normally I proofread it. This morning I just got overconfident, I guess, and in the day that I get overconfident, it's messed up. So It took me a minute, but I figured it out because I didn't. I read it several times and I couldn't figure out what he was talking. And then I just decided to go ahead and redo the whole stupid thing. Anyway, I got it done. Hope everybody. Right now, it's currently 73 degrees here. Supposed to get that's about as high as we're supposed to get today. We got rain supposed to be coming in this afternoon. I'm so looking forward to. They say it's going to come in here after 4. Like a 75% chance of rain today. So I'm going to get my lawnmower out real quick and get out here and mow the grass here. It won't take me 30 minutes to get it done because I'm not going to trim. I'm just going to do the main body because we've had so much humidity, no rain, but enough. It's enough to keep the grass turning and it's turning green on me. So I got to do something with it. So anyway, as far as the question goes, oh, wow, I, I'm I was gonna use my initials this morning, but I didn't. But then the Alpha Alpha came in there, so I think I'm just gonna go with the Alpha Alpha. WB5DRI K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Okay, real fine, Charlie, K4YDB, WB5DRI. Well, we got you down for Alpha and Alpha there, Charlie. And again, thanks for all you do with the YouTube live stream. Let's go ahead and move on. Break with you. Let's go to Lee, my neighbor to the east, over in Belleville, Texas. W4PO, great propagation this morning, Lee. Good morning again. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Good morning, Brian. WB5DRI. W4PUO, Belleville. Well, it's an excellent conditions this morning. I'm hearing everybody, and there's very little trouble copying even the stations that I don't normally hear. So I'm really glad to be back on the air. I've been nursing a really bad throat and cough and cold for about a week now, and had laryngitis. So a lot of people that know me are thankful about that, but for the relief, the break. But it's nice to be able to hear myself with a fairly normal voice again. Well, I've been listening to the answers to the question, and I seem to recall something about this a few months back. Somebody was talking about this particular crew, and my problem is I don't remember what I remember. I have not heard anybody with a Delta yet, so just to be different, that's what I'm going to say. Put me down for Delta, and I'll be glad if I just happen to luck into the right answer. Thanks, Brian. Wonderfulness. Good job. W4PUO, back to net.
Okay, Lee, very good. W4PUO, WB5DRI. Well, we'll get you down for Delta. And I was going to say, that the change in the weather, when it starts to cool down, it seems like a lot of people pick up colds when that happens. I don't know. Maybe it's just me thinking that, but seems like I hear of a lot of folks struggling a little bit with the change in the weather there. So, but anyway, good to hear you this morning, Lee, and it's nice to have that short skip. Break with you. Let's go ahead and move on here. Next up would be Art out in New River, Arizona. WX7 Lima. Good morning, Art. You're up, sir. Okay, Art, very good. WX7 Lima Lima, WB5DRI. Well, we got your answer there, Art, is Alpha Alpha. And good to hear you this morning. You're coming in pretty well on the radio and also on the SDRs. So good to have you with us this morning, Art. Let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Next up would be our tailhook Navy guy, K4YDB. Steve, I'm kind of looking forward to the old Oaken Bucket game there, Steve. WB5DRI. Good morning again. Okay, Steve, very good. K6PX, WB5DRI. Well, I'm hearing you well on the SDRs and lightly on the radio as well, Steve. So good to have you with us this morning. And I got your answers there as Alpha and Alpha. That is the bottom of the list as I have it. I'm sorry we missed a couple of the visitors there that we weren't able to get in there. But let me stand by for any additional stations that I might have missed on the list or stations that were on NetLogger that might have checked out but hung around. Go ahead and call now. This is WB5DRI. Well, I'm not hearing anybody. Let me go ahead and give the answers to the questions here. This actually comes from a book that I read recently, and I have to admit that Lee nailed this question. The answers are Alpha and Alpha, and this does concern an aircraft that was known as Old 666. It was a B-17E that was won from the 5th Air Force, the 43rd Bomb Group, and the aircraft number was 412. 666, and it was stationed at Port Moresby, New Guinea, in the South Pacific. It was a photo recon aircraft that was heavily modified by its crew, made lighter by removing about 2,000 pounds of equipment in order to add numerous additional 50 caliber machine guns. The two 30 cal machine guns in the nose were replaced with 50 cals. The two 30 caliber machine guns in the navigator compartment were replaced with two 50 caliber machine guns that both the navigator and bombardier could operate. The two waist 50 cal machine guns were upgraded by adding one more to each side. The radio operator's position was also upgraded by adding a pair of synchronized 50 caliber machine guns. The crew of this aircraft also mounted a fixed 50 caliber machine gun on the cheek of the nose deck below and forward of the cockpit that the bombardier could operate. The crew also added two more 50 caliber machine guns to the underside of the aircraft just forward of the tail wheel, which could also be operated by the waist gunner. This aircraft also carried a brace of two spare 50 caliber machine guns cached as emergency replacements. So this aircraft was loaded for bear. It had 17 50 caliber machine guns and was the most heavily armed bomber in the United States Army Air Force. The recon mission that it flew was to fly northwest from Port Moresby to photo recon the Japanese airfield at Buka Island, just north of Bougainville Island, and then swing south to photograph the coral reefs for 127 miles just west of Bougainville along the Empress Augusta Bay. The main need for the mission was to provide photos to support making maps of the coral reefs for future landings of U.S. Marines along the coast. Break. Sorry this is so long. The mission on June the 16th, 1943 ended up being an 8-hour mission with the aircraft taking pictures of Buka Airfield with its 2 standard cameras, then swinging south to use its 3 Trimetrogon time-lapse cameras to cover pictures of the coral reefs, then returning southwest to New Guinea and landing at Dobadura Airfield northeast of Port Moresby. 0666 took its pictures of Buka and then was joined by 20 or more Zeros taking off from there. And I have to say that this B-17 was all alone out there. It wasn't flying with a fighter escort. A running gun battle ensued for 40 minutes as the aircraft completed its recognition and headed for home. 0666 shot down 5 Zeros and heavily damaged possibly as many as 9 or more others. All the crew were wounded. The bombardier, who was flying to man some of the 50 cows, was killed. The pilot was wounded in both arms and legs with one leg broken, and he is credited with shooting down 1 Zero himself. The pilot, Captain J. Zemer, received the Medal of Honor, as did the bombardier, Second Lieutenant Joseph Raymond Sarnowski. All 7 other crewmen received the Distinguished Service Cross, our nation's second highest military commendation for heroism in armed conflict. I think the Distinguished Service Cross today is called the Air Force Cross, I guess. But it's the second highest military commendation for heroism and valor in armed conflict. 0666, as Lee pointed out, was all shot up when she kind of crash landed at Dobadura. It had 180 bullet holes and 5 cannon blasts, and it landed with no brakes. The co-pilot actually landed it. The pilot had flown the aircraft almost all the way back, but turned it over to the co-pilot toward the end. He was had almost been killed in this mission, but he did survive. This information comes from a book I just finished called, that's an excellent read if you haven't read it, it's called Lucky 666, The Impossible Mission That Changed the War in the Pacific by Bob Drury and Tom Clavin. So if you haven't read it, it's worth reading, and I have to say that congratulate Lee on his memory. He must have read this book also. He nailed it right from the start there. But I hope everybody enjoyed that. It was a fun book to read. Very, very fascinating stuff. And again, if you haven't read it, go ahead and get that book and read it if you're interested in some very fine flying by a bunch of different aircraft in the Southwest or South Pacific there during World War II. Anyway, that's the backstory on this. Let's go ahead and get started. I think we've got time for a 73 round. Let's start at the top and see who's still with us. See if KM4CX is still there. And if he's not, K7LAK, you're up, sir.
Check in.
Oop, we got to check in. Go ahead, check in.
Kilo Golf 5, Papa Tango Echo, on location at Lampasas, Texas. Just checking into the net, Brian, to say hello.
Okay, James, good to hear you. KG5PTE and Lampasas. Good to hear you this morning. James, what are you up to there?
Well, we just had the Lampasas Area Amateur Radio Club meeting here, and I'm sitting with Gino, a friend of mine, trying to figure out how to delete some large files on his phone and free up his Gmail account. But that's all I got, Brian. I've got the flex turned on. I'm on the iPhone remote location in Lampasas, Texas. I'll turn it back to you, but I'll listen out. KG5PTE.
Okay, James. Well, KG5PTE, good to have you with us this morning, and hope you get all that sorted out with your files there. Get all that stuff taken care of, and have fun there at your amateur radio club meeting. Break with KG5PTE. Let's go back to the top. I think Jack must have checked out, so we'll give him a 73. Let's see if Justin is still in there. KB7LAK, are you still there? WB5DRI. I don't hear Justin. Let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Let's try our mobile stations, W5PIX. You're up for the 73 round, Cliff, WB5DRI. Okay, Cliff, we'll drive safe here, Cliff. I think you're probably getting closer to home, but thanks for riding along with us this morning. And 73 is to you, sir. Break with W5PIX. Let's see if Larry might still be in there from Knoxville. He's probably away from Knoxville now. KB0LTT, you're up to the 73 round, Larry.
Yeah, I'm still in here, Brian. Fascinating story. Haven't heard of that one for sure. I was leaning towards the Doolittle Raiders. That's where I would go with my answer. Anyway, everybody have a great day. Fast 73, KB0LTT Mobile.
Okay, drive safe there, Larry. Have a great day. 73 is to you. Break with KB0LTT. Let's go back out to Tallahassee to John, K4YDB. You're up, John, WB5DRI. And John, W6LJS is still trying to get your paperwork sorted out there. John, I'm not sure where you are with all that, but you might want to send an email to John or talk to him about it on the phone or something and see if you can get your paperwork going there. WB5DRI, you're up, John, for the 73 round, K8YO. Is John talking? I've lost him almost. Okay, well, maybe he had to check out. We'll give him a 73, and we'll keep it moving here. Let's go back to our NetLogger guy this morning. Lee, thanks for your help with NetLogger, and congratulations on getting the answers right. Do you have some comments about 0666 N5BE, WB5DRI?
WB5DRI N5B. I don't have any comments about 666, but this falls into the category of what Yogi Berra once said. Irony can be very ironic. As we're talking about this aircraft and this crew and their heroics, on my other screen, I've got a feed of the what's going on in the harbor in San Diego. And as we're talking here about 666, the Japanese Navy carrier Kaga, named after the World War II Kaga, is entering San Diego Harbor with the rising sun flying on the fantail, and they just came back from landing U.S. Marine Corps F-35Bs on their deck. As I said, irony is ironic. I enjoyed the net today, Brian. Nicely done. WB5DRI N5BE.
N5BE, WB5DRI. Well, great story here. Lee enjoyed that. That's very interesting. Yeah, it's amazing how the world changes, and that was. We have to remember that all that was a long, long time ago, and things change in the world for sure. Anyway, that's fascinating about the F-35s on the Kaga there in San Diego Harbor. I'll have to check that out if I can find it. I'll have to find it. Anyway, 73 is to you, Lee, and thanks again for all your help this morning. Couldn't have done it without your help on net logger there. Break within 5BE. Let's go to KF7. CJO, Carl, you're up for the 73 round. WB5 DRI.
Well, I'm disappointed because I got the wrong answer for a question I didn't know the answer to. But it was a great day. You did a good job today, Brian. So, everybody have a fantastic day, and we'll try this again tomorrow. WB5DRI, KF7,
Okay, Carl. Well, good to hear you today, Carl. Have a great day out there in Sparks, and we'll talk to you next time. 73, break with KF7, GJO. Let's go back. We're back to you, John and Hole, WA6LJS. John, you're up. WB5 DRI.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Rather, this WA6LJS. Good net, good conditions today on this end. Like I said, I was even hearing Steve D6PX a little bit locally. Usually, I never hear him locally. Anyway, a good question, and we'll turn it back to you. I'll be over to Echolink for a very short time, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. WB5DRI, WA6LJS.
Okay, John, real fine. We'll talk to you some more on Echolink here. Break with WA6LJS. Let's go back to K4YDB. Bob, you're up for the 73 round, WB5 DRI.
WB5 DRI. This is K4YDB. Okay, turn the volume up on the SDR. I'm hearing myself. Lee, and 5BE, sure, the way things change. And Tokyo was one of my main stops with Pan Am on 747SB out of Kennedy Airport. Used to be there quite a bit. And the Japanese were always so kind, and they bowed here and just were really, really nice. And once we were on vacation when my son was only about 2 years old, and they were fussing all over him and all in a restaurant, and they said, "Oh, please come back." and my son wanted to go back to the same restaurant the next day, so they would fuss over him even more, and we did that. So it's amazing how things change. 73s, guys, we're not going to make it on Echolink now. We have to leave here. We have an appointment at about an hour and a half. We'll be on Echolink over at 5 o'clock Central Time. Take care for now. Thanks for running the net line. WB5DRI, K4YDB.
Okay, Bob. Well, 73 is to you. Have a great day there in Lutz, and have to say, I just was thinking about it, and all my radio equipment is all Japanese made. And anyway, things have changed, no doubt about it. I guess that's a great understatement. Anyway, great to hear you today, Bob, and 73 is to you, and have a good day down there in Lutz, and we'll talk to you the next time. Break with K4YDB. Let's go back up to Oklahoma City to another station that got the answers 100% correct here. Alpha. Mike, WW5ENZ, you're up for the 73 round, Mike.
Okay, WB5DRI, 73 and everybody. And you made it too easy when you said they're doubling up. You got to make it kind of figure that out. Anyway, take care. Have a great day. I won't be on Echolink. I've got a lot of stuff to finish up back out there in the shop. So everybody take care. Have a great day. WW5ENZ, 73 all.
Okay, Mike, 73 to you, and we'll talk to you the next time. Have a great day. Break with WW5ENZ. Let's go back to our commander. Also, sleuthed out the correct answer there. I think he had read the book Buster was very familiar with old 666 as well. K1BOB, Bob, you're up for the 73 round. WB5, you're right.
Well, thanks, Brian. I believe it was probably you two. I'll have to check, but I remember coming up with a question, or I don't know if it was one of mine, but I certainly had researched at one time. Very good. That's a fun one. Yeah, you'd think it would be a normal bombing crew that they shot 50% of them out of the air to some units over in the European theater. But anyway, good to hear everybody. I'll get out of here. I'll be on Echolink. This is K1BOB. Thanks, Brian.
Yes, sir. 73 is to you, Bob. We'll talk to you some more on Echolink. Break with K1BOB. We're back to you, Dale. To my older brother there. W5OG. You're up for the 73 round, Dale, also with the correct answers.
Okay. Fine, Brian. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, enjoyed that. Very interesting. I'm going to have to read about that again. And I guess that's I shouldn't say that, but that that continues. The aircraft commander usually gets the big award for any kind of a combat mission that involves some heroism, I suppose. I was on a mission at one time where the aircraft commander got the Silver Star, and the rest of us poor underlings. I was the poor, young captain at the time, and I was trying as a co-pilot. The rest of the crew just got the DFC, but he got a Silver Star, and I did all the work. But I don't begrudge him that at all. It was much deserved, and certainly in this case it was deserved. No doubt about that in my mind. But I've known some Air Force Cross, and yes, the Air Force Cross is the number 2. Used to be, I guess, the Service Cross, and that is the same with the Navy Cross or whatever. And that's the second highest award next to the Medal of Honor. We've had some of those in the Jollies when I was over there in Vietnam also. 7-3, you guys, and we will talk to you later. I'll be on Echolink if I can get the thing to stay on there. It keeps kicking me off, and I'm sitting right here next to it, so I don't understand all these ones and zeros, I guess. Thank you, Brian. Good night. The WB5DRI, W5OG. Hey, if you guys know how to fly, you can line out.
Okay, Dale, 73 is to you, and 88 is to you guys, and I'll talk to you some more on Echolink. Break with W5OG. Was there a breaker there? Wanted to check in. WB5DRI.
Yeah, I just want to tell you guys thanks for your service, and if you know how to fly, you can find more fun.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And what was your call sign again? Well, I didn't quite catch your call sign here, but 73 is to you, sir. And we'll go ahead and keep it moving here on our 73 round. Let's go to Ray out in New Jersey. WB2JJO. You're up for the 73 round, Ray, with the correct answers. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI from WB2JJO. 5 digits here, Brian. Well, I'll tell you what, I couldn't have got the correct answers if you didn't give it to us. Once you said that the top and bottom matched, well, I guess everybody jumped on that. I would have got it wrong. I was going to say Alpha Delta, but you said that, so I got 100%. Well, anyway, it was dynamite question for sure. Fantastic history on this particular net, and I really appreciate the fact that you did the heavy duty research and reading the book, as a matter of fact. So with that there, 7-3, sir, and you've been holding a good 5-7 to a 5-8 here the whole time on my electric radio. So propagation was good today. Brian, have yourself a good afternoon. We'll say 73 to everyone. WB5DRI, WB2JJO, 7-3 is all.
Okay, Ray, 73 to you, and signal still holding up nicely there, Ray. Good to hear you, and have a great day there in New Jersey. 73's break with WB2JJO. Let's go back out to New Mexico to Joe, who also had the answers correct. W5ABI. You're up for the 73 round, Joe. WB5 Uri.
Good question. That's something right. Anyhow, thanks for running the net, and thank you, Lee, for running that library. We sure appreciate it. Anyhow, 73 to you and all the family. WB5DRI, W5ABI.
Okay, Joe, 73 to you. Have a great day, Joe. Break with W5ABI. I think Norm will give him a 73. That's on 9KJN. If you're still listening, Norm, 73 to you, but I see you've checked out, so we'll go ahead and move on here. Let's go to K4YDB, also with, wait a minute, I almost skipped over Brian there in Irvine. KM6ZX, Brian, you're up for the 73 round, also with the correct answers. WB5, you're right.
Brian, he's just checked out on the in window.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Lee. I kind of was getting the feeling that that was the case since I didn't hear him come back there. I appreciate that. We'll give him a 73. And let's go to Charlie. K4YDB. Thanks for all you do there, Charlie. You're up for the 73 round, also with the correct answers. WB5 DRI.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. Well, thanks for running the net today, Brian. It was a really good net. I really enjoyed it. The only way I got the question was I just had to follow everybody else. Anyway, 73s, everybody. Everybody have a great day, and we will try this again tomorrow. It's K4YDB. Back to net.
Okay, Charlie, 73s to you, and we'll talk to you tomorrow maybe. Break with K4YDB. Thanks again, Charlie. Let's go to Lee out in Belleville, Texas. W4PUO. Lee, you're up for the 73 round. WB5, you're right.
Very good, Brian, and thanks again for the wonderful story this morning. This is Lee in Belleville, and W4PUO is signing clear. Back to net.
Okay, Lee, have a great day there in Belleville. 73s to you, sir. Break with W4PUO. Let's keep it moving here. I think we had a couple of visitors, but they checked out. So let's go ahead and keep it moving down. We're down to WX7 Lima. Art, also with the correct answers. Art, you're up for the 73 round. WB5, DRI. Okay, WX7 Lima. Very good, Art. 73 to you. Have a great day out there in New River. Break with you. Let's go back and see if our tailhook Navy guy is still in there. Steve, K6PX. You're up. Also with correct answer. Steve, you're up for the 73 round. WB5, you're right. Okay, Steve. Well, thanks for joining us this morning, Steve. I love your preserve, protect, defend. And that is a great thing there to end with. 73, Steve, and thanks for joining us this morning. Break with you, that is the bottom of the list as I have it. I think KG5, well, let me see if KG5 PTE might still be in there. James, if you're still there, you're up for the 73 round. KG5 PTE, WB5 DRI.
WB5 DRI, KG5 PTE mobile here at the car. Just met Fantastic, and I've been talking to Cliff, W5DX, on the local All-Star League here on Whitney here. She's coming southbound out of Waco, and I am headed back to the house with a stop at Fort Cavazos here. So, 73 KG5 PTE, I'll be on Echo Link.
Okay, 73's to you for now, James, and we'll talk to you some more on Echo Link. KG5, break with KG5 PTE. We're going to give also a 73 to N9KJN, Norm, who's receive only listening to our net out there. Good to have you out there listening with us, Norm. One of these days, we'll be able to get you in here and have you join us on the microphone here when the conditions are a little bit better, I guess. So good to have you with us, Norm. 73 to you, sir. That is the bottom of the list as I have it. Did I miss any stations, or do we have any last-minute check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net before I shut this net down and we switch over to our Echo Link conference node, AFFC? And all stations are welcome to join us over there after I close here. We do have a second short 73 round over there. Let me stand by for any additional check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club net before I shut this thing down. This is WB5 DRI. Kilo Charlie 9 X-Ray Papa Mike Mobile, I believe. I hope I have. Do I have your call sign correct?
Papa X-Ray Mike, PXM suffix.
Oh, sorry about that. Papa X-Ray Mike. Kilo Charlie 9 Papa X-Ray Mike Mobile. Where are you located there, and can I get your name?
Yeah, Wilco. I am approaching Tucumcari, New Mexico, probably about 20 minutes out from there, eastbound on I-40, and the name is Jordan, like the country or the river, over.
Okay, Jordan, very fine. Yeah, I love that part of the country out there at Tucumcari, and driven across there many times, back and forth across the country at different times, and sure is beautiful out there. I envy you to be in such a beautiful part of the West out there today. Anyway, I wonder where your home QTH is there, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm driving back to it now. I just left Albuquerque at Kirtland Air Force Base and headed back to Shepherd Air Force Base. I'm a T-38 instructor pilot up there. I was TDY for 3 weeks and driving home, and you guys are coming in loud and clear. I heard probably 80% of the stations on the net in the mobile, which is great because I've got a lot of RF noise from the vehicle with this thing.
Okay, Jordan. Well, very fine. Well, thank you for your service there. And I'm not sure if you're already a member or not, but you're sure welcome to join us. We have a website at airforcesflyersclub.org. I'm not sure if you're how familiar you are with the group here, but nice to have you riding along with us this morning, and do come back and join us whenever you can. We're on here every day, starting up at 10 o'clock Central Time. So, anything else for the net, Jordan?
Nope, I'll take a look at the website and pass it on to my wife as well. She's a air battle vet who's going to start the Phoenix from AWAC tonight as well. So I'll let her know when I'm trying to get an HF station up, but a guaranteed way to get on the air every day. She's got a general, so it's always been a fun thing. So thank you very much for running the net. Y'all have a good day. 73 KG9 PXM mobile clear.
Okay, Jordan. Well, 73 to you, and our regards to you and your wife there. Congratulations on having her license there. Break with KC9PXM Mobile. 73 to you, and Let me stand by for any last check-ins before we shut this thing down. One last call for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. Members or guests that would like to check in, WB5DRI, please call now. Whiskey 5 Alpha Whiskey Sierra. Do I have that call sign correct? Correct. Whiskey 5 Alpha Whiskey Sierra calling from Harvey Young Airport, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Doing a test for your QRPV. True VFA. We've been doing a photo from this morning. This is W5AWS. Thanks, Mr. Cole. Okay, well, I got most of that, but you kind of tailed off toward the end there. Can you give me I know you're in Tulsa, W5AWS. What's your name there, over? Okay, Andrew, very fine. I think you may have checked in with us before, haven't you? Okay, Andrew, very good. Well, thank you for your service. Check out our website. It's airforcesflyersclub.org. That's Air Forces, plural, Flyers, plural, club.org. And thanks for checking in with us this morning. Good to have you with us. And 73, see, we are in our 73 round, and we're just about to finish up here. So have a great day there up in Tulsa. And check in with us whenever you can. We're on here every day, starting up at 10 o'clock Central Time. So a break with W5AWS. That is the bottom of the list. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. And we'll relinquish the frequency. And I want to thank all the participants, all the relays, and Lee, Megan, N5BE for doing the net logger, and K4YDB for the YouTube live stream, and all the relays, and all the participants this morning for the content. You guys all make it what it is, a great net to participate in here. Sure enjoy being net control for it sometimes. Anyway, 73s, everybody. God bless America. God bless our troops. And I'm going to shut this thing down and return the frequency to normal emitter use. This is WB5DRI. Net control now clear.
That'd be great.